I have actually heard physical footsteps, big workman-style boots walking upstairs, very, very, very clearly what I was hearing. And this were all times at around 1:30, 2 in the morning where no one else had been here. I found out about the restaurant being haunted. Before I worked here, I was pretty pessimistic. I didn't really believe that there was any spirits in this restaurant. That changed pretty quickly after being here for a few months.
At first I was probably made aware from guests coming in, and I thought maybe it was just urban legend. Ultimately, as I came to spend more time here, I came to realize that there definitely was some odd happenings going on that made me think that perhaps that's a possibility.
First, it was a railway station, especially the north end of the restaurant. Secondly, I know that it was a general store, probably back in the early 1900s. I know it was also a factory that made fine coffee and tea products as well, before it became the old spaghetti factory.
The purpose of our work is trying to find the facts and the truth about if there actually is existence of people that actually have crossed over. My work is having to sense them and see if I do see them, hear them, and then when I do, I try to communicate with them so they can reply back. When a person goes into the restaurant itself, you can actually see one of the photographs on the far left of the front. You'll see on the right side of one of the pictures, there is actually transparency of one man.
He is noted to be a spirit here in this actual trolley car. He prefers being in this trolley car which I'm sitting on right now. It's our finest piece of antique. It's something that when people think of the old spaghetti factory, specifically in Gastown, they think of the old tram car that used to ride in the streets of Vancouver in the early 1900s. I could probably mention 5 or 6 times in specific where I just heard extremely strange noises coming from an empty restaurant, noises that I couldn't explain what exactly it was that they were.
There was one time where me and another former manager were sitting at the bar after work waiting for our rides to come, and sure enough we see this big shadow come up on top of the bar in between the two of us. And we both kind of looked at each other with, I've got hair standing up now as I tell you the story, but every hair in our body standing on end, and we're looking at each other saying, yes, I saw that too.
Instances of shadows passing over a stained glass piece as I walked by, and definitely not, I know what my own shadow looks like, and not the same shape, not the same speed of movement as I was going. And I actually retraced my steps a couple times to see if I could reproduce the same shadow, and I couldn't. He saw a man with a bushy mustache, dressed in sort of somewhat vintage clothing.
Your attention by knocking. I'm actually looking.
That's a minor example
right now. That this is the truth. This is hair standing up.
Yeah.
There. What this means? They're here. Thanks, guys. It's getting colder now. They're here. See? Look at me. Look at my arms. I'm just like called people pimples. But I'm breaking out. I know they're here. Whenever you bring things that are very old, that belong to someone, and it stays into a location, you will find the odd spirits going to hang out at the place. And whether it's children, whether it's an adult, you never know. You have to really start listening to your own gut feeling. And I'll tell people that, we have a psychic self as well, which is called intuition. And we can at times deceive ourselves, but everyone has that ability to see spirit when they want to or can. And if they really want to show themselves to you, we're the ones that actually are given the honor to see them.
They definitely have made us feel as though there's nothing really to worry about. Our interactions with Derek, they're able to tell stories. These spirits are able to tell stories about us. At that point, you start to kind of feel a little bit comforting, as if it's somebody that you know. We
need to accept the spirits that are here, basically accept that they're part of this building, the history.
So far, the unknown I've experienced, there's really not that much to be afraid of. Definitely, it's frightening at first when you can't explain it.
You know, you're gonna have certain feelings. Feelings evolve. Feelings are usually tied in with information. So the more you know about something, the less you're afraid of it you're gonna be. So if you're afraid of something, you need to kind of just learn about it and throw yourself into it.
When you're investigating someone or people that are crossed over, they're human just like us. They've walked on this earth before us, and so that's what we're here for. And my job is to make contact with those loved ones to bring peace of mind so that actually they feel better and happier so they can actually move on in their life.
People are very interested in coming in here and hearing of the ghost stories, and they run off and they tell 3 or 4 of their friends, and then their friends come in here and want to hear the same stories. And that cycle just repeats itself, and that they very much enjoy being talked about, and it's a positive sort of presence that we have here, not a negative, scary type of presence. So as funny as it sounds, I've kind of come up with an agreement with these guys that I'll take the opportunity to talk about them, you know, hence me being here right now. That's part of my end of the deal, as long as they behave themselves and they don't act out of line towards myself or anybody else that works here or dines here. You know, I'm not afraid anymore at all. It's just part of an everyday thing working here.